Hello YouTube, you're very welcome back to the channel. I thought I would just take you through my push session today, as well as show you some posing practice and just give you the overall picture of where I'm at this moment in time. Last week's video, I kind of went through the negatives of everything I'm experiencing. Something I tackled head on this week was improving the sleep. I mentioned in last week's video that was an issue. I went up to the supplement store in Galway City to get melatonin, and the guy up there also recommended valerian root extract. So valerian root extract was to help me get to sleep easier, and melatonin was to help me get a deeper sleep. I have to say, I've been doing it the last two nights now, and my sleep is much improved. I'm getting to sleep earlier. Still woke up pretty early this morning, but woke up very well rested, which is amazing. So this morning was really nice. Got up, hit 4,000 steps, was able to cook breakfast, which is really nice about today's session is that I have about 700 calories in me already, 2 cups of coffee, a half scoop of pre-workout, and some salt, plenty of water. So I'm feeling physically ready for this session, and mentally now that I have those things in me, I'm feeling like I just have that drive in me to get a good session. Because the reality of it is the last 3 weeks, can't even talk. The last 3 weeks I have been suffering a little bit in terms of energy. I've definitely noticed the difference now. But something I want you to take away, I want you to remember me how I was the first 6 months of this year. Don't let what I'm doing now deter you from starting a diet if you want to lose body fat. The first 6 months of my diet, it went so well, guys. So well. You saw everything I was doing, incredibly flexible, going on holidays, refeeding every weekend. The first 6 months of this was absolutely fine. It's only now that I've been doing this for 7 months, which is a long time, whereas now it's starting to really take its toll, and it's only because I'm starting to really feel this way, not particularly because of the diet. It's through no fault of the diet. It's just I'm at such a low body fat percentage now, a percentage of body fat I've never been at, that I'm going to start feeling the symptoms of that. So just don't let the next 8 weeks turn you off, be like, oh, I don't want to do what David's doing. No, the first 6 months went so good. So just bear that in mind, and if you are wanting to change your lifestyle, improve your body composition, go back over the videos I've done all through this year regarding my diet and training and apply it to your situation, and you will see an improvement and you won't lose your sanity in the process. It's just now at this stage for me, it is crunch time, I suppose. I'm trying to get those finer details out of my physique, and in order to get those finer details, I need to remove whatever body fat is left to come off. I'm not going to get all of it off, but I need to get probably a little bit more off. And that is going to be quite challenging. And already in the last 2 weeks, my weight loss has kind of stalled. In my head, I think it's stalled, but then when I plug in my numbers, my daily weigh-ins to the progress report sheet, my weekly average is still down, but it's slowing down a lot. So this week, I've actually made a change to my calories. I've lowered them a little bit. So last week on average, I was hitting about 2-3 on those 4 low days. Now I'm hitting this week around 2-1-5-0, 2-2. And we're going to see what results that gives us. And I'm kind of in 2 minds with what to do going forward. Just for full transparency, I don't know if I should. I'm in 2 minds. Option A is I push really hard now. I stick with these calories, these low calories, and push and try and get the next 1 or 2 kilos off in the next 4 to 5 weeks, and then potentially get to where I need to get to 2 to 3 weeks prior to the show, so I can start reversing my calories up prior to the show and actually be eating more, not just for the peak week, but for actually eating more consistently for the 2 weeks prior to the show. I like that idea. Or I'm in another mind of, do I need to have a little bit of a diet break now, like a consistent diet break of maybe like 5 to 7 days of eating higher calories, higher carbs, in order to just feel for the body to like replenish itself, feel a bit healthier, remove some inflammation, diet fatigue, and then go hard. So I've been in two minds about that, and this is the thing with coaching yourself. These decisions are kind of left up to you, and of course there's people around me who I can confide in and they can share their opinions, but ultimately I'm doing this myself and I have to make the call. And I think either one of those options, there's pros and cons, I think either one of those would probably be fine. It would probably be a bit mental to some people being just over 7 weeks out from the first show, taking a diet break now, whereas you might think you need to push, but I don't know, there's pros to that as well, and I'm also in a very good spot. But we'll see. We'll see with calories down this week. I'll stick to it this week. Won't go as ham with the refeeds this weekend in comparison to the last 2 weekends. Had my brother's stag, had a really good friend of mine's wedding, great time, but I probably went a little overboard on those days. So now that there's going to be a bit more control with the next couple of weekends coming up, thank God, I'm going to have a little bit more control there. I'll be able to control more variables. I'll see, it'll paint a more clear picture for me as to what to do. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. Feeling pretty good overall, definitely dragging my feet more days, more than I would like to, but it's expected, I suppose. But now I'm hyped up for this session. I will maybe talk during the session, like in between sets. Maybe I might just get in the zone, and maybe I'll pick it up later and I'll talk while the session is running. I'll just talk again after, just so I might be able to stay in the zone a bit more. We'll see. But anyways, we're gonna get stuck into this push session. I'll give you the why behind everything I'm doing, talk a little about maintaining strength, being this far into a cut. Yeah, let's go. Oh, off to a good start. All right guys, first exercise of the session is the 75-degree dumbbell shoulder press. In the last 2 years, I've been running this movement and I've taken it to heights I didn't even know was possible for natural lifters, let alone even myself, to be able to lift. So I'm not lifting as heavy as I was last year with this movement. So I was pressing 50 kilos over my head last year. But I'm happy to say that I've maintained the 45s. On a good day, I will get this for 7-8 reps, but usually it falls somewhere between like 5 and 7. So I'm gonna go for the 45s today. I don't have a spot. The last 2 weeks I've been utilizing Kyle. He's been here to spot me and kind of give me that extra little kick, which is great. And it's an added measure of safety as well to have a spotter when you're doing a movement like this. It's just nice to have that peace of mind, knowing that someone's there. You can go to town harder, knowing that someone's there who has your back. Prior to this movement, I did the band work that I posted up before that I do. I tried to video it, but I didn't have the camera on me, the right angle, but I'll use another clip I have of me doing basically the same thing. I'm just moving my shoulders in every way they can move with the band, just to get blood to that area, just to get things moving, get things warm. Again, just an added measure of safety because I like to lift so heavy with the shoulder press. I don't know if you can see it here, but I have a 25 kilo plate behind the bench. That's to stop the bench from moving back, because I'm going to plant my feet. And it's funny, like you're almost using a little bit of leg drive in a sense when you're shoulder pressing really heavy. I find that happens with my pressing anyways. And just on this movement, like, and lifting heavy in general while you're cutting, I found that you almost can't trust how you feel. You almost have to ignore how you feel, like how shit you feel, because you're going to feel crap all the time. And the warm-up sets are going to feel like dog crap, which they do for me. So the 32s, my first warm-up set, they feel heavy. The 40s feel heavy, but this is where I have to just ignore that and just tap into something in here. The tunes are going to go louder. I'm going to dig deep for some primal, animalistic beast inside myself, And I'm gonna get these 45s up and I'm gonna fucking just give it everything I have. And that's the type of training I love, and something that can happen when you're deep into a cut. Training can suck for a lot of reasons, but I think if you just let the fun get taken away from your training, I think we're at a loss. So I wanna just keep things fun for as long as I can. If I can keep things fun, if I can enjoy my training, I think I'm winning. And lifting heavy for me is fun. I don't want to change that because I'm doing a prep. The tunes are going to go heavy now, and I'm going to get into the zone I need to get into for this. That was 7, nearly 8 reps. It was very close to being an eighth repper. I was definitely 3/4 of the way there, so 7 3/4. I'll take that, and there's 100% going to be hypertrophy benefits going for that last rep. Just because I didn't lock out. You've seen how hard my shoulders were having to work to get to this point. And the hardest part of the movement anyways is down here where the muscle is going to be most stretched. So you're almost getting like a lengthened partial on that last rep. So there's going to be a huge stimulus there with that last rep. I'm honestly buzzing with that set that I got close to 8 reps with the 45s there today. That's giving me a nice kick. So again, we're a lot more capable than we think. Especially in this dieted condition, it's shown me that a lot is possible. So just tap into, do your warm-ups, rest in between them, and tap into something in here. Go to a place you haven't been before, challenge yourself. Do so safely. So I'll take about 2 minutes now, and then I'll do a back down set. I'll go back to the 40 kilo dumbbells and aim to rep them out and get a minimum of 8 reps with those. That is the goal. Now, that is the shoulder pressing done, and I'm very happy with those 2 sets. They're 2 quality sets. That's heavy weights being pushed close to failure and still staying in the pocket with my performance on those 2 sets with that movement. Delighted. So now we're on to this baby, which a lot of new subscribers, you probably would have subscribed to this channel as a result of what you've seen me doing regarding the weighted dips. I love weighted dips. I've loved this movement for a long time. This particular setup is my baby, suits me down to the ground. A lot of time with dips is that someone might experience like sternum pain, or mightn't just feel the best with the dip setup, and they just think they're not built for dips. We all have different builds. Some of us are going to be more suited to some exercises than others. But a lot of the time with dips, sometimes it's out of your control because it's the make of the machine. It's like how wide it comes out. Does it come in more narrow? Are the bars set wider? You know, it just may or may not suit you. I'm very lucky that I have a dip machine that really suits me down to the ground. And that is partly why I'm able to lift what I lift and feel comfortable pushing myself beyond my limits with this movement. So this is going to be interesting today. I'm going to do my warm-ups, body weight first, belt up, 20 kilo plate, 40 kilo plate then. I mean not 40 kilo plate, but 40 kilos, it'll be 2 plates. Take a rest, 3 plates, few reps, take a rest. We'll see where we're at with 80 kilos. I might cap it at 80 kilos, to be honest, and just see can I get a rep PR with 80 kilos. Because like I said, I need to make some adjustments with my training. I don't want to lift stupid heavy at this stage of the prep. So let's get stuck into it, guys. So that was the top set. It was 80 kilos strapped for 5 reps. It's funny, 80 kilos is 1 kilo off what I currently weigh. So I basically attached myself to the belt and did it 5 times, which is still pretty crazy. Not my best performance. I've done 80 for 7 back when I think I was like 87 kilos. Heavier, but a lot more energy still available. Not as lethargic as I'm feeling currently, but I'm delighted with that. Again, staying in the pocket. That was a hard set. I left nothing on the table. There would not have been another rep there to go for that. That would have been stupid. So left it there. Now I will do one more set. I will do a back off set, and I will drop the weight down by a plate. So I'm going to lose 20 kilos and aim to get minimum of 10 reps, upwards of 12. We'll see what we have in the tank. All right, so that's the 2 main exercises of the session done and out of the way. Definitely the most anxiety inducing lifts. Don't think I'm not nervous or scared before going into some of those working sets. I am. The adrenaline is always high, the nerves are always there, but it's something over time that you learn that that's a good thing. It means you're excited. It means you're doing something that's actually challenging you. If you're very cool, calm, collected, and you don't have to actually tap into a certain mindset or lock in before a lift, then I'd argue you're probably not challenging yourself enough, and you need to audit your training, your loads you're choosing, your training effort, because this shit should be hard and needs to be hard. And if you want to build a physique that is just outstanding, that just stands out from the rest of the crowd, it really happens in here. Not a lot of people are willing to push themselves really hard. Everybody talks a big game online, and there's people out there who come across like complete smartasses, but when it comes down to it, you just need to get in here and you need to train like an animal. Train your ass off, and this is the thing that's going to separate you from a lot of other people. I truly stand by that. It's one of the reasons why I look the way I do now that I'm in this dieted down condition. This year, the amount of steroid accusations is insane. So isn't that great? Isn't that great that you never have to go through your life taking steroids? You can actually lift, do naturally. If you do it pretty hard and consistent and you follow the right approach, you're going to get the steroid accusations anyways. So win-win. Win-win, as you're not like jeopardizing your health. And that's not a dig to anyone who takes care. I'm all for personal autonomy, as long as you're doing something that doesn't hurt other people. So what? So those 2 lifts are out of the way. Now we're getting on to the brain fart. The single arm cable lateral raise, where I have my arm in front of my body. This has been such an amazing movement, really biasing that stretch portion of the movement down at the bottom. And I've managed to actually get stronger with this throughout the prep. So I'm going to see what I can do here today. And again, this is something I'm going to have to do warm-up sets for, because I plan on going quite heavy. Anyone knows, if you've done anything single arm related on a cable stack, as soon as you drop that down by 1 pin, it's like, it feels like a 1 rep max. It's 10 times heavier. So I'll do 2-3 warm-up sets here, then get stuck into the main working sets. Hello everyone, I am recording the last part of this 2 days later from that push session. It is now Friday, 1 day later. It's Thursday evening, Friday evening. That's tomorrow, I'll be going for pizza. So the session was quite productive. And I'm going to throw up some of the posing footage I did after that session, and I'm also going to share some posing footage from today. It's amazing being down at this low percentage of body fat and seeing how your body can change throughout the week. So I've come to the conclusion that when I get into the 80s, like anywhere from like 80, 80.1 to 80.9, I look very, very different, even when you compare that to 81 kilos. There's just a different type of look, lines pop a little bit more, and that's even with being very depleted, because today is the last low day of the week. It's usually Sunday is like a medium low day, then Monday is low, Tuesday is low, Wednesday is low, Thursday is low. So I've depleted myself, really flattened out. But then again, when I took the posing footage today, albeit it's in a different spot, it's in different lighting too, the physique looks a lot better. And even though it's in a different spot and it's in different lighting, I know myself today, by looking at myself, that I look visibly leaner than when I took the posing footage 2 days ago. So it's wild. It's really crazy. And going back to my conundrum, where I was wondering, should I push now or do a diet break? I'm going to push. I thought about it, talked to my younger brother. Kyle is also a PT, and he actually owns the gym I work in at the moment, which is pretty cool. Big up Precision PT. And yeah, basically said, put the foot down, get to where you need to be, and psychologically this is going to put you in a nicer spot. And if I get to where I need to be early, then I can bring calories back up, freshen up the physique, remove some fatigue, some inflammation, and be ready to perform. Because you don't want to go to show day and be absolutely wrecked, your body being sore, cramping when you're trying to pose, or too tired to pose. That might still happen come the day, but you can alleviate some of those symptoms by getting there early and then almost reversing your way back up for the day of the show. So it's great that I've made my mind up now, because I was in two minds all week with something. You know, when you're just indecisive about something, and then there's like a weight off your shoulders once you make your mind up. So that's where I'm at currently. And yeah, like I said, it's Thursday. Legs was today, tough session, but a good one. And tomorrow's a rest day, thank God, needed. And tomorrow's also the start of the refeed day for the weekend. Back-to-back refeed days, which I'm really looking forward to. Myself and Katie are going for Dobros. We haven't had it in 3 weeks. And there's been stuff on the last 2 weekends, which was a good time. But now the next 2 weekends are free, so I can control more variables. The refeeds won't be as out of control as they were, because I most likely hit 6,000 calories last Saturday, which is too much. But the next morning after the wedding, I took posing footage, and look at these shots, look at these back shots. From the back, my back and my glutes looked insane. You might be thinking, Jesus, that's actually a good thing, like you should do that before the show. No, because while some muscle groups like my ass and my back looked tight, I was a bit spilled over in the midsection, and we want this tight. But nonetheless, pretty cool to see. So that's it for the video, guys. I'm going to leave it there. We are 7 weeks, 3 days out. Going good. See you in the next video.